So I'm at my favorite ramen restaurant in Tokyo, Japan, and we're in the middle of a bike tour, and I just thought you might want to see this beautiful dish of ramen. This is the letter A, this is the house specialty, and of course draft beer, and they're going to bring some gyoza too, so I'm going to shut up and eat. Itadakimasu. Now my eating ability is not great, okay, so, by the way, you can slurp.
Yeah. It's going to be better than mine.
And you can make noise and all that when you eat, so. Got this beautiful ramen noodle, which by the way is handmade. This is never frozen. It's made by a man who individually wraps this.
This is really rich. It's really nice.
Oh, you got these, haven't you?
Is yours spicy?
Not overly.
No? Okay.
Yeah,
It's a little spicy?
Yeah, it's good for me. Yeah. Technique.
Delicious. I've been looking forward to this all day.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I never get tired of this. I've literally eaten here hundreds of times and I never get tired of it. I eat here 13 days in a row during Hanami. 13 days in a row during April and I never got tired of it. I tried most of them, but I always come back to A. It's just the basic. Yeah, these are bamboo shoots here.
Yep, beautiful.
And then we got seaweed nori here. And we got half an egg here, hard-boiled egg here. And we got some chives.
Is it all nori or is there wakame in there as well?
Say again?
Is it all nori? There's seaweed? Looks like it.
It's all nori, yeah. I think there's only one kind of nori here, actually. And it goes really well with the beer, too. They have good draft beer here.
I know. Just so needed it last night when we had it. It was beautiful.
Yeah, you guys got in just yesterday, right?
Yeah, late yesterday.
Late this year. But no jet lag, right?
No.
Oh, no, just tired.
Well, just tired. It's a long journey for us. Huge journey.
Are you guys getting tired on the bike tour at all? We go pretty
No, I
slow,
love it.
don't we?
Yeah, it's fine.
It's easy.
We're about halfway there. It's 27 kilometers total.
That's good. That's a good week.
We should finish up about 3:30.
Perfect. It's delicious.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Arigatou gozaimasu. Now what I normally do with this gyoza, Chinese dumplings, is I like to, you can choose some chili sauce, you can choose some vinegar or some shoyu, and I use half of this and half shoyu. But I mean, obviously you can do anything you want. So what I do is I mix the chili sauce here, put a little chili sauce there, and then a little bit of a shoyu, arigato. And then I just use it as a dip. Actually, put it over here. I've never filmed doing a tour before, so this is... And I wouldn't do it with a big group, but you guys seem pretty cool, so...
That's interesting. Well, yeah, it is a bit
Big
more.
now.
Who knows, you guys may become local celebrities in Western Australia. You're the ramen guy!
That's the guy.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is sliced pork.
It's not. He's hot. It's not dangerously hot.
See your eyes.
Yeah, well, that's.
Well, you ate it directly, didn't you?
Sorry.
Yeah.
You ate it directly, right?
I always do a little taste. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
Yeah, sure. So this is vinegar.
Vinegar. It's really hot. Oishi.
Oh, yeah.
Why'd you guys decide to come to Japan out of all the places in the world?
It's been on my wish list for a long, long time. Normally we've been going to Europe, and but we've only got 2 weeks this year instead of 4. And we thought, well, get it in here.
Have a taste.
Have a taste of Japan.
Are you going to meet any plumbers while you're here?
No, I hope not. Well, no.
You know, they have quite amazing plumbing here. I'm sure you know that.
Oh, love the talk.
Yeah, with the toilets, I mean, the Toto and all that's just fantastic. And, yeah, even their shower systems are so superior to the American valves and stuff that we use.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can basically set the temperature, you know, and just push the button.
Yep.
Say, I want this 37C, and that's what your temperature is.
I had a bit of trouble where we were meeting, when we were at that cafe at the toilet there, just trying to work out how to flush it. It's got instruments there, and it's got instruments on the plaque on the wall. Going, pushing everything. That one.
What else happened?
Serious. So, Tokyo Sky Tree.
What is?
The Sky Tree.
Uh-huh.
So, we're tossing up whether to go up there and have a look up the top. Apparently, I don't know how busy it's going to be. I've heard that you could be waiting for a long time to get a ticket. I haven't bought a ticket. And apparently I've heard it's quite expensive.
Well, if you go to Skytree, bring your passport because they actually have a special line for foreigners, and you have to wait in line as long.
Okay.
So bring something to prove that you're a foreigner, other
Like
than
a
the
driver's
obvious.
license or a passport.
I know passport works. I don't know if they'll take a license. I would
Okay,
hope. I would
okay.
hope they would.
Yeah.
But they do have a special line. They recognize that foreigners don't have as much time to wait,
Okay.
and so
Didn't
they
know
have a
that.
special line for you guys.
Because we were going to go up the Metropolitan building up there. It's free and it's easy.
Yeah, I highly recommend it.
It's not as busy.
It's not busy at all.
Yeah.
45th floor, 2 elevators.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my recommendations.
Yep.
In
Okay.
Western Shinjuku. Much more convenient.
Yeah, we might do that.
Go up about an hour before sunset.
Oh, yeah.
That way you get them both.
We might do that now. Thank you, Red.
Manager?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm torturing my channel members, you know. I'm torturing them. It's like, here's what I'm eating, you can't have it.
And it's really nice.
The good news is if they come right back to it with me, I'll bring them here.
Yeah, that's right. As you should. And we don't know where this is.
Me too. It's a big secret. It's my favorite. It really is my favorite ramen shop in Tokyo. And I've tried many of them. I'm always looking for a better one. Time for the egg.
Yeah, so good.
Isn't that good? Yeah.
you're going to tell us why the population's going backwards. I think I might know some of it.
Yeah, I might have to eat first because that's a fairly lengthy conversation.
right.
But yeah, I'll be happy to tell you why.
No, eat first.
When we go to Sensoji, I'll tell you there because we'll spend a lot of time walking around.
Cool, I'll do that.
Time for the egg.
I think we should order more eggs.
You can order an egg on the side, actually. They have them. You can just get the whole egg that's boiled. Japanese people tend to eat really fast.
Okay.
But those guys are already finished.
Yeah, I got the knack. I got the knack
They
too.
scarf it down. Even the salarymen especially. It's like a race. I'm sure I'll get a lot of bad comments about my poor eating ability.
So nice.
Last weekend, the Americans opened their air base, Yokota Air Base, west of Tokyo, and we went there. And it was pretty amazing. It was Japanese Friendship Day, and so anyone can go inside the base. And they were selling American-style food,
Yep.
and they just had different activities, and the airplanes were there, and so it was pretty cool. They do it once a year.
Heaven.
Is it all right?
It's really good.
Yours is okay? Good.
Lovely.
I have literally never had one person that didn't like this place. I was lucky to find it. When I set up the tour, I knew we were going to eat lunch around this area. I almost said it. And so I spent a day just writing a grid pattern here and checking out all the restaurants. And this was the best restaurant by far. By the way, I can't eat those last two, so you guys are welcome to eat them.
It's gonna be tempting.
Have at them, because 6 is too many for me.
So you got 10 between us. It's okay. I'll help you out.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-oh.
It's funny you should say
Can't
that,
believe I did
because
that.
He's got a white shirt. He's going to eat.
Hopefully they didn't make it on camera.
Did you like this taste? Yeah.
Do you guys have a lot of sharks down where you are?
No pork. We got the. We had the last land-based whaling station in our town.
Land-based what?
Whaling station.
Oh, really? Whaling station.
Yeah, that was, and it closed like 40 years ago due to pressure, you know, which is good. And so the big sharks used to come with the whales coming off the shore.
Because probably they would clean the whales and then
As well
put
as
a lot of the
they'd all be
innards and
hanging
stuff in the
around,
ocean.
yeah, and they'd follow, be brought in by the, because they tow the whales in. So, but, and then they, around that time, I think you were allowed to kill, you were allowed to hunt, fish them, kill them, and then they stopped that. They banned that. But something's been bringing the sharks in. We don't know. They don't really know why.
Warmer weather.
Warmer weather,
Currents.
lack of food out there, but they're not sure. So we've had some attacks in the last up the coast. You know, not just around our place. We had one just off our beach. I think that was a tiger. I don't think it was a white shark. Just bit the guy on the leg. And he survived that. But normally it's been, you know, our beach is like you'd think, no way. You know, been there all my life, never happened. And then this guy, 10 years ago, got attacked.
And are they mostly great whites or black tips or
There's
tigers
whites,
or what?
tigers,
Lots of
tigers and
tigers?
whites. A few tigers out there,
Yeah,
white sharks.
those guys are rough.
Yeah. And but they've got trackers on a lot of great whites. They've caught them and put to things, and so we have out in the water. They have floats with track that they know where they're going. But they follow them.
They know where they're
right up the
going
coast.
based upon them being tagged, or
They're being tagged, yeah.
Yeah.
So they
They've been tagged.
track them where they go way up north past the Perth, then come back down again. They got like routes they go on. Yeah, so they've been working all that out.
when they do have a fatality, do they try to track down a specific fish?
Yeah,
And are they successful usually?
not really. They put long lines, drum lines out to try and catch it, and end up catching something else generally. So yeah, it's quite controversial, very controversial. Whether they should just, you know, people say, well, you're in their element, you should, you know, if you get bitten, it's your fault. Because also you've got a lot more people going in the water these days, whereas it used to be just the surfers used to go to the narrow, quiet beaches. Now you've got bodyboarders, wave boarders, sailboarders, all different types of people going, divers. So there's always that odds have been raised higher, but there has been an elevated amount of attacks all along our coast.
There has.
Australia, over in South Australia.
Due to what?
They don't really know.
Don't really know. Is shark fishing still popular in Australia?
No, you're not allowed to shark fish.
It's restricted.
Well, commercial fishermen can. You can. You're not supposed to go hunting the white pointers, but obviously the fisheries people do. They're allowed to.
So nobody goes out
Well, they're not
specifically just to kill sharks.
Well, you can. We get the smaller sharks for food for eating, but the bigger sharks they're not supposed to hunt the big sharks. You mean you can catch a grey nurse sharks off the beach, big sharks off the beach, grey nurse, gummy sharks, fiddler sharks, different sorts of sharks off the beaches at night generally. So you are allowed to catch them. There's limits on it. There's limits on all fishing.
Konnichiwa, 久しぶりですね。
サンデー、明日サンデー、サンデークローズね、クローズ。
あ、わかった。
お店ね。
あ、はい、
お店
わかった。
クローズ。
OK? 本当に、
本当に。
毎週
ちょっ
終わりました。
と、ちょっと、ちょっと。
ああ、わかった。大丈夫。ごめんなさい。
ね。
はい。今日はいい天気ですね。
そうですね。はい。
最近あなたはちょっと忙しいですか？
まあまあ。
He was saying, well, he said Sunday in English, so they're going to start closing on Sundays.
Yep.
Because oftentimes we close coming on Sunday, so.
Yeah.
日曜日は
日曜日
お休みですね。
お休みね。
はい、わかった。So that's a change because usually they were open on Sunday, so. But they work really hard here, especially him. I think he's a co-owner. He's a really nice guy.
You want to use try it?
No, I could do this.
It's good. This is really nice.
You have that in? I can't eat all this.
You put that in the cup and take home.
Yeah.
And you can pick up the bowl too, by the way. It's perfectly acceptable. I'm going to be picking mine up.
Yeah. Man.
And I know that's a lot of food Viv, so don't feel like you gotta eat it all, okay?
Often when we go out for lunch, we'll go halves and like, share.
Sure. This is a huge portion. You gotta
It is.
remember, it really is. It's a lot of food for the money. That's why it's so popular with the locals here. This is not a touristy place at all, and I want it to stay that way.
Where are we again?
Kyoto.
Tastes like.
Actually, for the right compensation, I might give it up.
You can come on Sunday.
I
Start drinking Asahi beer. Heaven in the bowl. You can really taste the beef in there. Just put this.
Yeah, I really want to make it up to Australia, especially the eastern coast. Meet a lot.
We're on the west coast.
No. I know that. I know.
Yeah, I know. There's a big. Everybody we talk to, no matter where we go in the world, people you say Australia, they go Sydney.
Yeah.
No, Perth. And they go,
No, I would love to go to Western Australia,
Yeah.
but I feel like I should do the East Coast
do
first.
the East Coast first. But when you get Perth so isolated, and then everything from there, north and south, is so bigger gaps. You know, you use that
Need
certain
a lot of
places in
time.
America, and then there's not much in between. So yeah, people say, "Oh, I just go to Perth and drop down to Albany," and you think, "Well, it's a 5-hour trip in the car. There's no trains. Plane will cost you a small fortune."
My number one rider is from Australia. I get more riders there from anybody else.
Yeah.
And we did a tour one time with 18 iron workers from northwestern Australia.
Yep.
And when they booked it, I thought, oh, I'm in trouble here.
18.
They're going to be like these hard-ass dudes.
Yeah.
They were pussycats.
Nice
Really?
guys.
They were
They
awesome.
just mostly be fly in, fly out.
I had to keep the beer away from them.
Yeah.
They pushed a little bit on, we
Yeah.
want another beer, we can handle it, that sort of thing.
I'm tempted to have another one, but I won't.
So I did hold the line on that.
Yeah.
But they were great. Just really fantastic group. And every year I actually do a tour with a private school called Haileybury in Sydney. And it's students.
Yeah.
And we've got that coming up again in November. There'll be 19 students and 2 staff members.
So you get someone in to help?
I do.
Yeah.
So me and a wingman, and so we got 4 adults. But the thing is, the kids are so extremely well behaved. They have to
Okay.
compete for a spot.
Yeah.
And so
Play up, you go home.
they do anything I So they're a super easy tour. Other
That's
than
good.
I got 21 people
Yeah,
that I
yeah,
gotta
yeah,
physically
yeah.
manage
Yeah,
on the streets and at restaurants. But they're a lot of fun.
That's good to hear.
So what I really want to do is I want to head over the eastern coast of Australia and charter a sailboat and just go up and down the coast. Maybe starting in Cairns and Hamilton Island, that area up there, and working my way south.
My brother lives in just north of Cairns, a place called Trinity Bay. He's got a catamaran, lives on board. Yeah, he's been there for 5-6 years now. He sailed up from where we live up around the coast until he got there, and then hasn't moved since because he loves it so much.
Has it moved?
No, he loves it. He loves it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
He does the area.
Yeah, he loves living there.
Look, Mom, I'll clean.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a former coral biologist, so I have a
biologist?
coral biologist.
Coral
so
biologist.
I have a special affinity for the GBR, obviously.
Yeah.
And I've been watching all these years. A friend of mine is actually, yes, please.
So they like to
I
see
haven't
waste.
touched them.
That's fine.
Did I do that? I'm sorry. if I
That
did.
was me. Is that bad habit? Is that bad form?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's your dish. I'm just saying.
I don't know. I'm just wondering.
Okay.
Whether, you
No,
know.
it's not bad form. It's just I put my tissues on your dish.
No.
Anyway, no, a friend of mine is one of the preeminent biologists in Australia. Charlie Varon, he goes by J.E.N. Varon. He wrote the Bible on corals. And I've known him for a number of years, and it was probably maybe in the 90s when he told me that we were probably going to lose the GVR. And then a couple of years ago, he published another article where he says, it's toast. He says, we can't save it at this point.
No, they can't. It's too late.
He's absolutely pessimistic about it between
Temperature's gone up
temperatures
about
and
2
the
or 3
acidity.
degrees.
Yeah.
They were talking about in Catalyst the other week about how there's a movement to save 20% or something,
Yeah.
and they're just really concentrating on that.
The slightly deeper ones, I think.
I can't remember,
Yeah.
but there was a little bit of hope for some of it.
Well, my focus was actually core propagation.
Right.
Yeah, and so we propagated over 400 different species of invertebrates, including corals, and I would love to be able to get involved in that somehow and try to, save what we've got. Ideally, what you do is you'd go in there and you'd collect as many species as you can, and you'd put them in a situation where they're protected.
I think that's what they're doing.
And you can propagate them, and then you can replant them either at some point when that area becomes viable again,
Yeah.
or you just plant it in another area. Of course, it's always a danger when you introduce new species in a non-indigenous area. You got crown of thorns issues going on there. You got a number of different things, and I guess they're doing some work now with the Triton sea star. The Triton is a huge type of mollusk, and the Tritons will consume the crown of thorns.
Yeah.
And so now there's a commercial facility that's producing the Tritons with the idea they're going to reintroduce them and eradicate it. Because right now you got to physically inject them
Yes.
with various chemicals, and it's just incredibly labor intensive. So I may shift over to that at some point in the near future and just go live on a sailboat and try to save the GVR or do what we can. But even in Japan last year, we lost our biggest reef. We lost 75% of it down southwest of Okinawa.
Through the water, at temperature?
It bleached. Most likely, my guess is the water temperature, but it did bleach.
Yeah. Well, that's what they say.
And working with corals, one thing I learned, I was really surprised because if you have the right combination of just a little bit less current and a little bit higher acidity, we're talking about maybe 0.1 on the pH scale, and certainly temperature-wise, maybe 1 degree, even 1 degree C, or even 1 degree F, that has a big impact. I mean, there's a very, very fine line there.
Yeah.
It's not like we got a 10 degree margin at all. And if we went up to 86F, if we went up to, if we dropped the pH from, normal pH is around 8.2, if we went down to 7.8, and then we cut down on the current, well, we could lose everything. It's just, so I don't think people
Balancing
realize
it.
how
No.
non-resilient
They're trying to get it out there, but it's like, then what are we going to do? How do you stop it?
I think they set up the seed bank in Norway, where they're collecting seeds from all the
Seed,
world.
yeah.
Yes.
I think they need a
Yeah.
coral bank and collect, some of these like super wealthy billionaire guys that are looking for something to do. Bill Gates, God knows I've paid him enough money over the years. Throw a couple million our way or whatever, and let's set up and do it right. And because the cool thing about coral is a lot of corals have evolved these very powerful chemicals because they're sedentary. They have to have chemicals to fend off their neighbors that are encroaching on their space. So a lot of these chemicals have medical purposes. And they're already researching some of them using as anti-cancer, antiviral, things like that. So you would hate to lose these potential, medical miracles. So they need to save what they can now. And nobody's doing that at all. It doesn't exist. So please do that. I actually made a video on one of my channels specifically saying that. We talked about the history of my company and the research that we did, and then we basically said, look, what we need to do is to set up a seed bank for corals and do it now.
Yeah.
Because every year.
A couple of years ago.
But I mean, the last 2 years have been devastating
Yeah,
for
it's gone
GDR.
rocket it up.
The
Yeah.
last,
Yeah, they've been talking about it for a long time. Now they're getting a bit intense.
and I don't
It's like the rainforest, same thing.
yeah.
Jeez.
I don't think it's going to happen though, but it's going to be sad when we lose it.
Thanks, mate.
So you guys know what you say when you finish eating. Are you finished eating? I don't want to rush it. Well, you don't say itadakimasu. It's much easier. You say gochiso usama deshita. Gochiso usama deshita. Gochiso usama deshita. Say no. Gochiso usama deshita. It's like goat cheese.
Gochi Seminesta.
Gochiso
Gochis.
usama deshita. Gochiso usama deshita. Remember the first one's itadakimasu. Itadakimasu. This is gochiso usama deshita.
Get it off the mask a
Eat
little bit
a
easier.
duck on Mars.
Itadakimasu. Gochiso usama deshita. Cheers. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. 30 minutes. Hope the name's not on here. Is it? I'm going to cover up the name. There's a name. It's like $6 or $7 per ramen. I know it's crazy. $6 or $7 for ramen, and the gyoza are 360 yen for 6, and goshako yen or 500 yen for 10.